Americans traditionally love to fight. All real Americans love the sting of battle. Americans love a winner and will not tolerate a loser.
After the Allied landings in North Africa in November 1942, the U.S. Army, along with newly joined Free French forces, raced from Algeria to Tunisia, in an effort to link up with the British Eighth Army, and destroy the Germans and their Italian allies. Field Marshal Erwin Rommel decided to attack the Americans and seize their supplies, before the British reached the German Mareth line in the south of Tunisia. The U.S. Army was new to fighting the experienced and well-led German formations, and suffered from bad leadership. The U.S. officers deployed their troops on ground that they had not personally reviewed themselves. The U.S. command didn't aid the poorly equipped French 19th Corps and denied French requests for support. The troop positions were isolated and not mutually supporting. There was a failure to concentrate U.S. armored units. This later led to individual units disintegrating, and fleeing when under attack. In late February 1943, the German army inflicted a series of defeats on the Green U.S. Army. Immediately, the U.S. Army reviewed the results of the battle and made rapid changes. On March 6, 1943, George Patton was promoted to lieutenant general, which is 3 stars, and was made the commanding general of the Second Corps. Major General Omar Bradley was reassigned to his corps as its deputy commander. The U.S. artillery found that many of the German Stuka dive bomber attacks were directed against them. They also learned that the Stukas were vulnerable to 50 caliber BMG rounds. Field units ensured that they had autocannon to protect them. Efforts were made to improve U.S. artillery support response times, which had been poorly coordinated. American soldiers had been careless and hadn't dug foxholes properly, but shallow slit trenches, which increased their casualties. Patton immediately started pressing his troops, increasing their fighting capability by shaping them into effective soldiers. He ordered all soldiers to wear clean, pressed, and complete uniforms. He established rigorous schedules, and enforced strict adherence to Army protocol. Patton pushed them hard in retraining, and sought to reward them well for their accomplishments. Patton's training was effective, and on March 17, the U.S. 1st Infantry Division took Gafsa and pushed the German and Italian armored forces back twice. On April 5, he removed Major General Ward, who commanded the 1st Armored Division after his lackluster performance against numerically inferior German forces. Patton's Second Corps then pressured the Germans to retreat north by threatening their rear. Patton reported to British General Sir Harold Alexander, commander of the 18th Army Group, about the lack of close air support being provided for his troops. The British disagreed and 3 British officers met with Patton at his headquarters to persuade him that they were providing ample air support. Suddenly, in the middle of the meeting, the Germans attacked the building they were in and the ceiling of Patton's office collapsed around them. The Germans had made Patton's point for him. Speaking later about the German pilots, Patton said that if he could have found them, he would have awarded them all medals. By the time his force reached the North African coast in southern Tunisia, the Germans had abandoned their positions and withdrawn. He relinquished command of 2nd Corps to Bradley, and returned to the 1st Armored Corps in Casablanca to help plan Operation Husky, the upcoming Allied invasion of Sicily. Fearing U.S. troops would be sidelined, he convinced British commanders to allow them to continue fighting through to the end of the Tunisia Campaign before leaving on this new assignment. American soldiers started out the invasion of North Africa as green as they could be, and they learned their lessons the hard way. But they did learn, and with each successive campaign, the Americans increased their operational capabilities. Capabilities that would spell the final defeat of Germany. The foxholes dug by American troops in Tunisia are still there, all these years later. All men are afraid in battle. The coward is the one who lets his fear overcome his sense of duty. This video is part of a new series on the remarkable feats of General George S. Patton. Look for the next one coming up. If you would like to see more videos like this, then check out my channel. Here are 2 other videos you may enjoy. Oh, and don't forget to click the subscribe button and ring the bell to get notifications of great future content.
If you liked what you see, hit the subscribe button or share. Thank you. This has been EmersusTech.